Eleonora is writing. I'm very thankful for this marathon. At the moment, my impure consciousness doesn't allow me to estimate all the value of it, but I will still try to express my impressions about it. Just as during the marathon of Srimad Bhagavatam, also right now I feel that the gunas impact me less. Also, there was a very strong mercy of Krishna who showed. So I had an inner question, and you also answered my question. You said that I need to distribute books of Srila Prabhupada. Today we were reading this story of Amoka, who offended Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by saying that he ate a lot of prasadam, and I recognize myself in it. At least I'm happy that I don't have too much guilt about having all these bad traces of character, and I hope that the practice of Krishna consciousness will help me gradually purify my heart, and I hope that it will happen. I'm thankful for all the teachers. I have so many other realizations, but I will stop here for now. And I'm very thankful to this marathon and all its participants. It's very important to know how the method, how can we purify our heart, because to identify that we have a dirty heart, it's very important. What we should do is we should do more devotional service and work, inner work, and this is real spiritual practice. This is exactly what we need. So thank you very much. Marina Suslova is writing. Thank you very much for the mercy. It's an incredible process of reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Reading by myself I couldn't do that by reading just myself, but because of this mercy that we have during this marathon, I had this opportunity to feel this flow, and I had a feeling that the time expanded, and one day one day fits the whole week inside. Yes, Marina. Soon you will feel that during one day you can actually experience the whole lives, not week lives, because right now the time is working in this way that you perceive it that way. But imagine how many lives we need to live in order to have just a little step on this spiritual path. Even sometimes thousands of lives. So reading Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, these marathons are actually diminishing our path. Now we don't need to live thousands of lives. Now imagine, not only in a human form of life should we live this life, maybe sometimes also we have to be a Brahma, sometimes some sages, in order to come back, in order to get a human form of life again, and then again to come closer to this point which you can start and go back to the spiritual world. Therefore, everyone should value what's going on now. Because this type of yagi, as reading and studying Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita, general books of Srila Prabhupada, it's very valuable. When we are reading these books, it's just enormous jump in the spiritual life. By ourselves, it's not possible. Srila Prabhupada said that by yourself you can't do it. So when disciples asked him, Srila Prabhupada, but how can we get enough piety to go back to Godhead? Srila Prabhupada said, don't worry, I will give you all you lack, all you miss. You just, I will give you the piety. So it's very good that we are engaged in such a yagya. All together right now we are helping people to realize God. So very good realization. Thank you, Marina. Why Lord Chaitanya is worshipping Lord Jagannatha? Why in this form? Not only Jagannatha, he is visiting different temples. It's just Jagannatha is his favorite deity because Lord Jagannatha is Krishna himself, and Lord Chaitanya, it's the Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radharani, and so it's very natural for Srimati Radharani to worship Jagannatha because Jagannatha is Krishna himself. Also in Srimad Bhagavatam, there are different epochs described, different times, yugas. For example, in Satya Yuga, the deity to be worshipped is Narayana. Treta Yuga, it is worship of Hamsa. Also Yagya is worshipped. And in Dvapara Yuga, it is the Lord of Universe, Jagannatha. Jagannatha is worshipped in Dvapara Yuga. It's not written like explicitly Jagannatha, but it's written the Lord of the Universe, and Jagannatha is translated like the one who supports the universe. And in Kali Yuga, we worship the Lord who actually chants his own name for the intelligent people. So we are worshiping Lord Chaitanya because it's written in Shastras, there is medicine prescribed. It's like going, yes, to the doctor and he tells you, okay, this is your medicine. And then you say, oh no, doctor, I don't want to use this medicine. I want another medicine. No, but other medicine will not work because your state is mortal, your dangerous state, and you cannot use other medicine. Oh, but I don't believe. I have my own God. This is the philosophy in the world right now. Therefore, intelligent people, they are not trying to invent things. It's written by the Lord. It's said by sages, but it's actually the Lord who is saying that in the age of Kali we worship the Lord who is chanting his own names. Galina is writing, please accept my obeisances. These few days ago I heard one of the recordings, and by listening to it I was totally absorbed in this what's going on there, and then I've heard also realizations of others, and I was so surprised to be so happy, and then I had the quiet response in my heart. that before I was actually envying people who had nice realizations, and therefore you didn't have feeling of happiness for others. And so I really realized that this marathon is cleansing the heart so much, as I've lived so many lives during one marathon. So thank you very much, everyone, for this opportunity. Okay, here we have another realization, and which confirms that there are few lives, many lives actually, that we live within this marathon. So now that you tracked this envy in your heart, you have to be afraid of this envy. You should glorify others. Yes, you will progress like this very fast, in a fast way. Violetta is writing. Isn't it the absolute truth and the notion of the Lord? Isn't it the same? Aren't they on the same level? Yes, they're on the same level. The Lord and absolute truth, it's the same level. Absolute truth is just another name of the Lord. Krishna, for example, means all attractive because he attracts everyone. Rama is the one who gives joy to everyone. Hara is the one who takes away all the miseries and troubles. And Absolute Truth is also one of his names. We perceive the Lord as the all-controlling, and Absolute Truth is including all of it. This is was said by Vrajasundara Prabhu. So I made a parallel with the body of a human. The whole body is the absolute truth, and the parts of the bodies, it's like expansions or avatars. So I have a question. And so I have a question. Is the Lord okay with the fact that we are worshipping the parts and not the whole? Please excuse me. Please excuse me, because I thought I understood the answer to this question, but now I think I need some comment. So, you made a parallel with the human body. The whole body is the absolute truth. The parts of the body are avatars or expansions. So the question is is it okay that we worship just the parts and not the Lord, the whole? Okay, we are worshiping Krishna. We are worshiping holy name. We are not worshiping the different parts. We just don't have time because parts is like demigods. We express we still not worship, we respect demigods because they help us to come closer to Krishna, because we cannot just say, oh, we don't need anyone, we just want Krishna, you get out. No, Krishna gave them the certain position. Who is given intelligence? Krishna is given intelligence, but how does he give? Through Brahma, because Brahma is a manifestation of this intelligence in material world, because Brahma is made of intelligence. We have intelligence only because Lord Brahma is in our intelligence. We are breathing air, for example. That's Vayu. And so he is also helping us. Of course, we understand that it's Krishna who gave all of this power to Vayu. To sustain everything. So we worship Krishna, but we respect demigods. We take care of our head, for example, but we also clean our teeth, and we try to keep our organs in shape as well. We are not worshipping it, but we take care of that. It's just a comparison, no? I do not know to which extent I could explain to you, but mm, I tried. If it's not clear, Violetta, please ask again. Svetlana, the Lord is executing everyone's desires. Does it mean that even those who are Muslims, who were actually living at the times of Lord Chaitanya, that even Muslims had this desire to chant the names of the Lord? Yes, if the person doesn't have a desire at certain point, then we cannot chant the holy names. It means that at certain point we had a desire, and at certain time the Lord just activates it because we heard it from some devotee, from some sage, or we had some prasadam, and then we have taste all of a sudden to reading. Something has to happen, of course, to trigger it, and that's called mercy, which is unconditional, causeless mercy. There is no cause. Someone just looked at us. Someone just told us and or gave us. And similarly, then, at the times of Lord Chaitanya, the people who were Muslims, they were not ordinary. They were taking part in his leelas. Rima is writing. Could you help me? I have some questions that are rising deep inside, and they are coming from time to time, and they are very deep, and then I can receive some answers. I wonder what is this mechanism of rising of this question. So there is difference. For example, sometimes we have a question that arises out of just curiosity, or you just want to show off, or look at me, everybody, which type of questions am I asking. This is for sense gratification. This is for our enjoyment. But sometimes we are curious. We are curious disciple. That's inquisitiveness. That's a different type of curiosity. And who is triggering it? It's Krishna in the heart who is triggering it, because there is enough of piety in the heart. So this type of curiosity is better because it helps one to elevate his own consciousness. Otherwise, if the person is doing it out of some show, it's just leading towards degradation and nothing more. For example, the conversation of Haridas Thakur in Harinama Chintamani, there is such a work written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, but there you can find conversation between Haridas Thakur and Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya asks him, "Can you tell me about importance of chanting holy name?" And Haridas Thakur is saying, "But how would I know? I'm so fallen. I'm just your servant. I can't do anything without you. I'm so dependent on you. You are the absolute. You are Godhead, and I'm totally dependent on you. But if you are asking me, I have to follow. I have to do it, to tell you." But then he asks, "Can you talk at my place? Can you put your words in my mouth?" There was such a surrender of Haridas Thakur. So the Lord is putting everything, all the words from the heart, from within. Galina is saying, "Very often I'm hearing about offenses of the holy name, and I'm worrying about it. I'm trying to do this practice. I'm listening to the lectures, webinars. I'm attending some conferences and holy places. I'm also reading. 3 years ago, I started practicing Hare Krishna Mahamantra and reached even 8 rounds. But restless mind is taken all the time away. and I'm just uh, now I'm reading only one round, and I'm not that much stressed as before, and the mind is less running away. But I can just turn off at certain point. How can I do? Because at the moment I fail to build this personal relationship with the Lord. I'm trying to remember Him throughout the day and communicate. hmm My question is, where is your spiritual master? Where is your elder, someone elder or some counselor? Because you are saying you are doing this or that. This or that, but you are saying that your mind pacified because you stopped doing 8 rounds and start to do it only one. But it might be that the mind is cheating you. If you start doing 8, he will be again restless, for example. It's the mind. He is like a tiger, wild animal. If you don't do this job with the mind and think that he came down, like comes down, but then you can sleep like this all life. No, you have to fight. You have such advantages. You already were reading things, offenses of the holy name, but everybody is doing the offenses of holy name in the beginning. It's actually the stage which is called that we chant offense with offenses. You cannot do straight away pure. No, first you will have this offensive stage. The most important is that you put efforts in order to avoid the offenses. But the offenses will come back. But never mind. Repeat Panchatattva mantra before each round. Uh, and so, so you see that the mind is. You have to calculate how strong is he. Then you have to fight all the time. Don't give up. So it's unforgivable that you would give up now. Try, strive for the devotees, for the guru, for the counselor. Uh, where you are running away, your mind will follow you. Your mind is with you, and he will just put you down. But if you leave now, then to come back it will be hard, because you have only chance only if someone gives you his piety, who will fight for you. But even that is not certain, because you will have this habit of running away. The mind will use this in the future. He will say, oh, maybe let's do less rounds, and like this all the time. Don't think that your mind will become your friend just during one night. No, it's a tiger. And don't run away. You started doing 8. You continue. It is hard, but you continue. It will not be easy. It's a spiritual path. Your goal is to come back to home, back to Godhead. You are actually preparing to run away, get away from the material world. There will be obstacles, but you have a holy name. You have Krishna, and you are associating, and you are even now writing a question. Don't enjoy Krishna. Serve Krishna and fight. This fight is what Krishna will pay attention to, because if you do not fight for Krishna, which brings you actually satisfaction. Yes, you put efforts, but then Krishna will look and he says, well, that's my devotee. I will help him. I will calm down this mind of this devotee. But when there is no effort, there is no fight, it's not even given that you are every day associating with Krishna in your mind, because mind is very, very sneaky. Because Krishna even says in Bhagavad Gita that amongst things that cannot be conquered, he's the mind. So mind is very difficult to conquer. So you have to keep going and do not give up. This life is very short. Maybe 8 rounds is difficult. Maybe because there is no guru, no counselor. But you have to fight. And you have to be under someone's direction, and then 8 rounds will not be that difficult, and you will continue further. You have to continue and not give up. Camila is asking, please tell me why in Chaitanya Charitamrita the associates of the Lord are putting the straw of grass in their mouth. Is it helping to develop humility? How can we become humble? Yes, when we actually hold this straw of grass in your mouth, it is actually a sign of humility. Go to the street, find some grass, and try to put it into your mouth, and you will understand. It's not easy. Why? Because you are hitting your pride with this grass. This little grass, it means that um, I'm I'm humble. I don't have to justify. For example, this is very common. You make a certain correcting someone, and the person is starting to justify his actions. Guru is saying this and that, and the person starts to say, "Oh no, but no, I have this reason or that reason." No, the this patience and the ability to give respects to others. This is this humility. How can you become more humble from reading Chaitanya Charitamrita? Just keep reading it in this mood of a servant. Imagine, by the mercy of the Lord, Chaitanya Charitamrita came into your life. And it's Srila Prabhupada's. So you think, you have to think about Srila Prabhupada. You have to pay obeisances to Srila Prabhupada in your mind. And like this, you will become more and more humble. Maybe your mind will start saying, oh, maybe I should pay obeisances not to the feet, maybe just to the knees. No, no, go more down, lower. Because if you put your head down, then the waters of the river of knowledge will flow in it. But once your head is not down, you will not have any knowledge. So you have to pray, Lord, give me intelligence in order to realize have certain realizations that I can become your servant, and then you hold this straw in your mouth. You don't need to open your mouth all the time and speak unlimitedly. If you don't speak about Krishna, you don't even have to talk, because you are like this. You losing your time of life. So glorify Krishna, glorify devotees, preach. But if something else, no need. Just silence, it's better. Because if we start saying I, just notice how many times you say I. So this I is the sign. So I'm the proud man. So try without I. Me, myself, all the time. First, maybe it will be difficult because we are already so much accustomed to have I in the center. But then, if you put the straw in your mouth, maybe it will be better. I have this feeling of envy which started very strongly manifesting in my heart during the marathon. How can I get rid of this feeling? It's so bad because of this envy I came here to material world. well, we told so many times, if you have envy in your heart, try to glorify. There is no other medicine. If, for example, you are envying someone, just glorify this person. If you are envying the God, glorify Him. Why we have this instruction to glorify the Lord in all different traditions? Why? Why? Because our pride is the biggest obstacle, the biggest and the most clear, like sneaky obstacle on this path. And so, if you are envying someone, then just glorify. I agree with you. It's very bad, this feeling. And that is thanks to the marathon. Everybody will find a cure. Thank you for this sharing. Sometimes we are writing this realization, which might not be very long, but short, and it hits our false ego, and it's not less important. Now you have to act. Can I consider teachers, everyone around me, and Krishna himself by looking in the Vedic movies or just perceiving that Krishna is acting through other people around me? Yes, you can consider others as teachers, as teachers, because material world is made in such a way that it will teach us through people, through words, through thoughts, through neighbors, through animals, through friends, through nature, through elements of nature. Everything is a teacher here. You can consider them teachers, but still you have to find someone, because imagine, now I will try to bring example. I'm trying to explain. I don't want to offend anyone, please. I don't want to bother anyone, but I want to bring on the real example how to work with these things, because this is what I am doing myself also. I'm trying to work. So, you can, of course, perceive others as your teachers, but know that people who never took responsibility for you, they will never show you the real problem inside of you, and they will not be able to give you this power to overcome. So that's why someone who takes responsibility for you, your counselor, your spiritual master, he's very interested that you are cured. He's really interested and engaged. For example, if there is a bird around, it is not that much interested in your progress. So, a bird, for example, can teach us, oh, don't be in the clouds all the time. But it's very unlikely that we will take this instruction from the bird, not to be in the clouds or spaced out all the time. So usually people will understand it like this. They will read it like this: oh, bird, be free, be liberate like a bird. But no, you have to be honest, and you have to be strict with yourself. Then it's good, then it's welcome. But for that you need a teacher. you need a real teacher, which you will have to actually accept. And to accept guru, it's such a weight. It's such a weight because it means restrictions. This you cannot. That you cannot. Oh, no, no, no. This is too much. Of course, I consider you as a teacher, but I don't take you as a teacher. No, that's hypocrisy. So, this human life, why it's valuable? Because it implies that we will find a teacher and we will ask questions. Uh, you have to, it's time to ask questions. And that is called the acceptance of a master, of spiritual master. And questions means that there will be an answer, and that means that I have to follow this instruction. And then it's not like, oh, guru, please tell me this or that, but no obligation, no engagement. No, like this is not gonna work. You have to understand this subject. But your question is very good. Yes, of course, you can look at movies and perceive certain lessons from others. When I'm looking on these dances of matages for the Lord, this is very, and I like that. But once I happened to dance with Bengalis, matages in front of Shishi Gorunitai, and there were no synchronical movements. Everybody was dancing by herself, but there was a feeling of unity, and I will remember this dance till the rest of my life. So I'm wondering how the Lord Chaitanya himself is dancing. We were just reading about it. We are just reading about it. How should I dance in order to satisfy the Lord? Okay, you should. So no one can show you how to dance. It should come from the heart, because there Lord is dancing in your heart. Yes, of course. Synchronic dancing is good because it's easier for people, because not everybody is brave to dance like they want. They want to have movements, and then that's good. But when you are alone by yourself, you can be free to dance the way you want for the Lord. There are no any restrictions. It should come from the heart in a spontaneous way. It should be from your heart. You shouldn't think, oh, now they're watching me how I'm dancing. No one is looking at you. No one is looking at you. You know why? Because everybody is looking at themselves. You are not a subject to. Everybody is thinking about themselves. So when you're alone, you can dance the way you want. And you can be free in your emotions, expressions. But when you are in society, you have to be humble and modest. Bengali people, they are special because when they dance, they know that no one cares and watches them. Because there are no pride. The false ego of Bengali people are so small, like really, really little. That's why they don't think of someone who's watching them. They just want to live this life and finish it. So dance. Yes, dance for Krishna. And you will progress like that. But don't dance for the progress. Dance to satisfy the Lord. In the beginning it might not work out very well, but still keep dancing, because Krishna will laugh. Because Krishna will laugh and look at you dancing and say, oh, he's so clumsy, but for me. And so he will accept this fact that it's for him. and you should keep your you should put your arms high in the air, and you should make this surrender movement. Try. It will work with time because Krishna will be satisfied in your heart. We are already finishing because time is running out. The last question Svetlana is writing. Please, could you tell if we will have during marathon japa together? I cannot promise you because I have to consult it with those who organize because I have so many things to do. This proposal is very good. Maybe in another marathon we will have a special time for common japa and chanting the holy name. And as for Kirtan, yes, I think we will have a chance. When we do japa all together, it's very powerful practice. I just wish that I think we should think about it. It's a very good proposal. We should make another marathon for japa. So we should memorize where we are. And then we will continue. Thank you very much. It was a very nice day. And I'm sure that someone even got sweaty, especially in these sessions of answers, questions and answers. Maybe sometimes I'm too harsh with someone's false ego. I'm not that experienced doctor. I'm just learning, so forgive me for that. Sometimes if you feel that it's too much for you, then don't ask me to make the surgery because I can cut maybe something too much. But I'm learning, and I hope you will forgive me, those who felt offended. I wish you more strength. I wish you patience and continue your path. Always seek for shelter and continue a spiritual path. All right. Thank you very much. Till tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Please, my obeisances, everyone.